And then I was in a huge calorie surplus.
Okay.
So my caloric intake per day was 4,000.
Yeah, I believe it.
But a lot of that was force feeding.
Yeah, of course, it's uncomfortable. I feel like when I was taking mutant mass, it was the same thing. I was like a starfish on the floor.
Yeah, and from my last competition, when I was about 5 months out, I was taking gainer like crazy, man. Like I was in and out of the washroom, I was in and out of the kitchen, in and out of the lunchroom, and it's tough.
Okay.
So, but if you have a goal in mind, you'll hit it.
Everybody, it's Real Talk, episode 13. I'm here with Krishna from Fusion Fitness. We met through Instagram. I love his story. I love how much he's transformed his life recently. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So a little bit about what I know about Krishna. Just so you guys know, like I said, we met on Instagram. We connected through social media. We kind of met up a couple times. Saw him at the barber shop. Got to know him, and I don't know, like I can really relate to the fact of somebody taking fitness that seriously because there was something that maybe was lacking in your life in the past, and you're a pretty small guy, and all of a sudden you transform yourself, right? So anyways, let's jump into it. What would you say is the reason that you got into fitness in the first place? What was the big thing?
So there's actually a lot of factors leading up to that, but the major factors were, number one, being able to transform your body naturally. The second one was to just improve myself as a person and to show what I can like become, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And number three is to transform lives.
Okay, so how are you transforming, when you say transforming lives, I take it you see your work as more than fitness?
Oh yeah, this became more of a rewarding job. Like my past history of like grinding from nothing, like in the gym, like taking my friends in or like helping my mom out to lose 40 pounds, and then from there just like branching off and just going into different alleys of fitness. Who can I help? Who can I impact? And that's where it became more of a passion and more of a lifestyle rather than just a job, right?
Okay.
You'll see too many personal trainers in every gym that you go to. They're not engaged. They're not looking at their clients. They're on their phone. Like I'm on my phone. But like for me, it's networking, and my clients enjoy that, and people outside of the gym or in the gym, they enjoy that.
Okay. So, are you seeing this as like is it a business you're trying to build? Are you just trying to become a really, really good personal trainer? Like, what is the intention with what you're doing right now in the next, let's just say, year or two?
It's more so both. I want to become the best trainer that there is within the region, and not in terms of numbers, not in terms of how much money can I make. It's how can I become the best trainer. When you think of fitness, what do you think of?
Massive people.
Right? So the first thought that usually comes to mind when you think gym, bodybuilding, Arnold, right?
Yeah.
So that was my dream.
That's true. Yeah.
My initial dream was to become a certified personal trainer, retain as much knowledge as I can, enroll into different types of courses, different alleys of fitness, and go to California. That was my whole dream. I wanted to train celebrities, right? Like I look at DJ Khaled, I'm like, his trainer is like, what is he doing, man?
Weight
Like,
Watchers.
has DJ Khaled dropped any weight, really?
He's doing Weight Watchers.
Yeah, well now, but before he was working with multiple trainers, nobody was
He said, I don't lose weight, I get rid of weight. I don't lose, I only win. That's actually what he said.
Major key.
It's major key.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to go train celebrities in California?
That was the old dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how has that transformed?
It changed now because for me that was to like become a somewhat kind of celebrity, right? Like you're training celebrities, you're gonna become a celebrity, right? And I wanted to be like renowned for that. You know, I wanted all the celebrities to come to me and be like, you know, I want that trainer. DJ Khaled trains with him, I want him. Okay. You know what I mean? I want to be like the hot commodity.
So how is Instagram helping you with your work right now?
Honestly, like how we initially talked about was when I first started out personal training, I never had my phone on the floor. I was always like engaged in my clients, and I always am. I still am. But when I first started out with social media, it was not helping me. I thought I was going to start up a fitness page. It became more of a personal page. I wasn't like gaining followers.
Okay.
But then in my second year of training, I saw what stories were, like how you're explaining IGTV to me.
Yeah.
But with the stories, I really grasped that. I was like, wow, like, so I just started tampering with it. Like
You do a good job with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My first story on Instagram was me. I don't know if anyone remembers. If they're watching this and they'll know. My first story was me mixing my pre-workout with I had a funnel and I put my scoops in there. I was just doing like chemist stuff, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" I got so many replies, and I was like, "Wow, this could really work."
It's powerful. Yeah.
And then the next day, I went into work and I was like so excited, but I didn't tell anybody. I just started doing stories of like my training, like different exercises, because like I noticed that like I first started working at Good Life Fitness in the first corporate gym, and a lot of trainers would steal my exercises.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I wanted people to know what I was doing. Like, I'm not saying that I created it, but there's a lot of exercises
but now it's
that
documented.
Yeah.
What you're actually up to.
Yeah, so I want people to know where they saw it first.
I see that.
Right?
I never thought of that, actually. I would have never thought of that.
That's how the story started for me, because I'm like, you know what? I want people to see what I'm doing on a daily basis, right? So Good Life told me, don't bring your phone on the floor. But at the same time, they weren't helping me to get clients. So when I started doing that, people were watching like, yo, dude, what's it like to train with you? How much does it cost? Can I get a session with you? The messages were insane. Like, you've seen my DMs before. They're almost as bad as yours.
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, it was just crazy. And then I started getting more replies, more follow-ups, more people inquiring. And that's how it really started. That's how I got the ball rolling.
So is it helping you with client acquisition then? Are you getting more people coming asking for you because of social?
100%.
Okay, so then would you say that anybody else looking to start, career in personal training, that you would advise them to start with social?
Hop on social media. Like, a lot of people will laugh at me and they'll be like, they're laughing at the videos that I do, like whether I get like a professional photographer or videographer and I do that, or even if I'm just in the gym messing around with my phone taking stories, people are laughing at me, right? But you know what? I only have like 1,200 followers, and out of those 1,200, the first time when I first started doing stories, I only had about 500 and something followers, but that one changed a whole lot. That one reply helped me to get the ball rolling, right? Because it's networking.
Yeah, the stories are so powerful.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But like on the point of people giving you a hard time with your social media stuff, it's like the right people are attracted to it though. Yeah, I find that too. Like, there's a lot of people that are seeing what you're up to, me included, and we respect you for the consistency of doing it, because we understand the negative feedback that happens. We all experience it, you know. So it's like the ones that are really doing it, that are actually doing this every single day, respect that consistency, which is really, really good. What I was going to ask you about was, what is something that you've struggled with, like the most difficult part so far of being a personal trainer and building the brand through it?
I find the hardest part in the job that I do, and this lifestyle that I chose, is trying to motivate people. I can't want it more than you. You know what I mean? I love the clients that come to me and say, this is my goal, I want to do it, let's do it, you're the guy. That's what really motivates me, and that's what keeps me engaged and keeps me getting up in the morning and wanting to go to work. Right?
Have you ever been able to motivate somebody?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever found somebody who was not motivated at all, that you motivated, that was more motivated than all the people that were naturally motivated? Do you know what I mean by that?
No, say
okay. So it's this concept that happens in sales all the time too. It's like, if you find somebody who's unproductive and you can make him productive, is it even worth it when you can find somebody who's naturally productive and they're normally even way more than the people that you created?
Oh, 100%. That happens all the time.
Like, so is it worth it creating motivated people, or is it better to find these motivated people?
It's more so rewarding when I've created that person.
Interesting. Okay.
Because that has my name on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas like someone who came to me and they're like, look, this is what I want to do, and I'm driven to do it. I'll do whatever it takes. Those are the best clients, mind you. But it's more rewarding when I have a client who I had to like kind of kick them, kickstart them.
Okay. So then, advice for somebody who's just starting out with issues that you run into. What kind of advice outside of social media would you give to somebody getting started so they can avoid some of the mistakes that you've made so far? Outside
of social media, this is what the advice that I would give to personal trainers that are just starting out is, first of all, make sure you want to be there, right? Make sure this is the career path that you chose, and not just, I think I'm going to try personal training today. Or, you know what, I work out a little bit, let me try it out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm passionate about changing lives. Mm-hmm. I'm passionate about... Why, by the way? Because I think people want to... When you say that, if you say it so casually, I believe you, by the way. Yeah. When people are listening, they're going to want to know that you really mean it. Yeah, everybody says they're passionate. Right. So exactly. So what is it that you get from that? Well, I first started alongside my mom, so I was kind of doing bad in school over here, and then my mom came over, she got my report cards, and she's like, you know what? pack your bags, you're coming back home, and you're gonna finish high school over there. That's what I did. Graduated with honors, but her and I, when we got there, it was more so just jumping into fitness to like have something to do. And then my mom had weight to lose, and I had weight to gain. So I was 100 pounds when I was 18 years old. So in my first year of training, I put on 40 pounds, and then from there, my goal was to hit 140.
Okay.
And then
so let's jump into that then.
Yeah.
All right, because that's a good topic I want to get into. So before Krishna, the Instagram beast, okay, before all this, I've seen the pictures. There was a skinny little Krishna who blew away in the wind.
That's me right now.
Okay, yeah, I know. No. Skinny little guy, I can literally relate to it. I have this one memory of walking at McDonald's when I was like 15 years old, and it was really windy, and I remember the path of where I was walking the car actually got changed by the wind. And I came to a conclusion that, holy crap, I weigh like 2 pounds. I'm a skinny little kid. So you were a skinny little kid at that point. And then when people like me hear, okay, 40 pounds in 1 year, that's a serious number, right? It's a serious number. So how did that happen? How much of that was muscle? And then how did you get rid of that fat quickly if, there was a lot of fat? Like, just walk me through that 40-pound transformation.
So in that first year, about 20, I was doing so I first jumped into the gym, just not really knowing what to do. I still follow him to this day. He's not an Olympian champion or anything like that, but he's still IFBB pro. His name is Sadiq Hadzovic. I don't know if you follow him, but he's got 2.5 million followers. And I followed him since day one, my first day in the gym. When I hopped on YouTube, who's someone I can follow, right? Because all my buddies used to go to the gym when we were 14, 15, and then all through high school, they'd live at the gym, and I'm like, it's not for me, right? But then once I got over there and I had the right mindset, I was very isolated. I was over there by myself, really. So I had time to explore and really unleash my own potential. And so when I hopped on YouTube, I found this guy Sadiq Hadzovic, and I just followed him. Most people followed Arnold and stuff like that, but I follow more so urban legends and urban day icons and stuff like that.
Okay. So just to kind of really narrow down the 40 pounds, so you were in a huge calorie surplus. Right?
Yeah,
huge, just crazy amount of food.
My first month, I went in not knowing anything. I didn't have any supplements, and then I went to this little shop. It's a little supplement shop. This is when I was living in Bermuda, and then I went down and I go and talk to the guy every day. Tried some pre-workouts. The first time was Nitroflex. I don't know if you ever had that.
No.
By GAT. But that was the original. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So I was I didn't sleep that night till 4 or 5 a.m. But it was the craziest workout I've ever had. So that really ignited me, and I found my love for pre-workouts. And then after that, I got into protein. So my first one was Nitro Tech by Muscle Tech.
Yeah.
And then I was in a huge calorie surplus.
Okay.
So my caloric intake per day was 4,000.
Yeah, I believe it.
But a lot of that was force feeding.
Yeah, of course, it's uncomfortable. I feel like when I was taking mutant mass, it was the same thing. I was like a starfish on the floor.
Yeah, and from my last competition, when I was about 5 months out, I was taking gainer like crazy, man. I was in and out of the washroom, I was in and out of the kitchen, in and out of the lunchroom, and it's tough.
Okay.
So, but if you have a goal in mind, you'll hit it,
Okay, so then let's do a couple quick hitters. I'm going to name a supplement, and then I want you to give me your opinion on it, 5-10 words, and we'll just hit them all, okay? So, protein. This is for beginners, right? People know nothing about fitness, so protein, importance of it, what do you think? First thing that comes to mind.
Or talking supplements?
Yeah.
Non-essential.
Okay.
Yeah.
Creatine.
Again, non-essential, but very useful and helpful if you're trying to boost strength.
Okay.
And increase your water intake.
Omega-3.
Omega-3, that's very essential, because a lot of it's missed in foods, so I would take that.
Okay. Pre-workout.
Not necessary, and definitely you should try to stay away from it. Okay. Because then the body becomes a crutch. It leans on caffeine as a crutch, and that's all. A lot of people now are they're going above and beyond, and they're making their own pre-workouts, and they're taking out the stims.
Okay.
So they're keeping it strictly pump.
Fair enough. Veggie greens.
Veggie greens, that's an essential. I live by that too. Yeah, okay. That's missed in foods that we eat every day, so essential.
Okay. Any other supplementation that you think is important for people to consider when they're trying to get into top shape naturally?
Honestly, like my last competitor was Kyle Gates, and before he went on stage, so during his prep, I sent him to Heyman Deltarune. He formerly owned Body Quest, so he's heavy into like homeopath and like vitamins. So instead of supplementation, you want to lean towards vitamins.
Okay.
Because that's what helps the body to function. Supplements is supplementing for a reason. And that's a huge thing. I'm glad that you hopped onto that topic, because when it comes to supplementing, a lot of people come to the gym, come up to me and they're just like, oh, Krishna, I'm just starting out here, so I want to do like 3 days a week. What protein should I take?
Right.
Well, first of all, who told you need protein, right? So,
okay. So what about somebody who says once you're cutting, you need really high protein content so you don't lose muscle?
Food.
Yeah. So you're one of the guys who would say that the supplementation, for the most part, you can get through your diet.
Yeah, like I got on to Mammoth Mass at the time, and I was doing it wasn't their program that you see on the actual label, but I was up to well over 4,500 calories, and a lot of that was through Gainer. So through Gainer, I was taking 12 to 1,500 calories per day. That's a lot. That's like 4 to 6 shakes a day.
Well, a lot of people are on both sides of this conversation, and like I totally get your perspective, because we had somebody on here. Her name is Ms. Parsons, and she was a world champion powerlifter. She had a lot of world records. It's actually crazy, and she said she never took protein or any supplementation.
And that's the same as me. I'm actually stronger. When I thought the Gainer was helping me to like gain strength, but it wasn't that. My numbers went up as soon as I came off of it. And like I was saying, going back to that topic, with the mass Gainer, I was able to get up to 185. But again, like look at me now. Like I'm down to 170 now, and that 15 pounds was solely through supplementation.
So then, is your priority strength, or are you looking for aesthetics? Like
both.
Yeah.
Because
so how are you balancing this?
I like to wow and shock people, because they look at me and they're like, you know, you're not even a big guy. You have a great physique, but you're not huge. But how are you so strong? And I want to show people, I want to prove to the world that you can naturally get stronger, right?
Right.
Without those kind of supplements, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so what I've heard, you correct me if I'm wrong, to get more strength would be lifting heavy, like lower rep ranges. And for more aesthetics, this is a different type of muscle that's higher rep ranges. So correct me if I'm wrong.
It's crazy, because my program is a little different, because even when you're cutting, I increase the weight. When you're bulking, or when you're trying to do like a strength phase, or like strength overload, that's when you want to like really increase the reps and increase the weight at the same time. So when you're cutting, it's a super high rep range, like you're doing high volume, but gradually increasing the weight. Right. So you see it. So no matter what phase you're going through, you're still getting stronger. Right. It's a process. That's all it is.
Okay. All right. Let's do a little bit of pivot then. So for the people that know you pretty well, what would you say is something that people don't know about Krishna?
That's a tough question.
It is tough. You got followers and they know your fitness side, and let's get outside of that. Like who's this guy that they're going to come do personal training with?
That is actually a tough question.
Yeah, it is tough. I'll give it to you. It's a tough one, because I find that you got to think about it, because if you keep giving people the exact same thing, sometimes they'll get curious, like, okay, well, who is this guy? I get it. You lift weights, you know how to develop a physique, and you help other people develop physiques. But the truth is, people do business with people that they like, and normally they like people that they have things in common with. So for somebody to really develop that trust with you, they need to know you as a man outside of your expertise, right? So I don't know, have you had a couple seconds to think about that, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I would relate to that question. One thing that most people don't know about me, if I can even go back to like my Good Life clients like Lucy or like Jen, like a lot of them didn't know. Like they look at me and they say, "There's that asshole," right?
Right.
Because they think I'm just some young douchebag. But until they really get to know me, they're like, "Well, you're not like that. Like I actually really like you," and I guess that's more like the compassionate side of me that most people don't see.
Right.
So a lot of people look at me like I'm just a douchebag, but that's fine, fair enough.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Hey, I think we all get that. Like if you're going to have a personality type where you're out there, and you're trying to push forward, there's going to be people that are going to be talking smack about that, trying to undercut it. And I know you're experiencing that, right? Because I'm experiencing that. And like anybody who's doing anything is experiencing that. So it's a good sign, right? Like I don't even think, even the most successful brands in the world, even Nike, has people that are hating it.
No,
right? So like, anything. There's no thing that is just universally loved by everybody. And if there is, like, I don't know of it. So maybe somebody can tell us, you know.
Yeah.
So anyways, so the next couple of years, you're continuing to, you know, build up the body, build up your brand. So what about bigger term, 10 years, 15 years? Like, is there a big business plan that's taking place that you're comfortable talking about?
So the major goal would be to open up my own gym. And I used to look at it like, a lot of trainers will come in and they'll say, oh, I'm just using this as a stepping stone until I open up my own place. You hear that like in every gym that you go to. But I used to say that, like in my mind, I never told anybody, because when you have a dream, you shouldn't be telling everybody about it, right? Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you want to hold on to that dream. And that's been my dream for the longest time. I see how gyms are ran, and I don't agree with a lot of it, and I'm just looking at like how I can change it and how I can really like offer people what they want. Like, you want everybody to look at your gym like it's a Lifetime Fitness. Mm-hmm. You've ever been there?
No.
Lifetime is a huge gym that you should look into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to jump back onto that very specific point you made about if you have dreams, you know, you're not telling everybody about it.
Yeah.
What's your rationale? Because I have reasons why I agree, and there's circumstances that I would disagree with it. So before I even, you know, insert myself into it, you know, why do you like that?
That's simple. Because for me, I find anytime like I have a dream or I have a goal in mind, and once I start telling people, the dream gets shattered. That could be just fate, destiny. But for me, every time I've gone and ran my mouth, it never happens. It doesn't go through for me. So when I have a goal or a dream in mind, mm-hmm. I hold on to it and I just focus on that. I really found like through the years, as I get older and as I matured and, you know, just go through life basically, I'd be able to like come tunnel vision.
Have you ever found it useful when you tell somebody what you're doing or what you plan to do, and then they hold you accountable to it because you told them?
That's like you.
Right.
Yeah, like how you told me to like make sure you're getting through your DMs.
Right,
that kind of thing. So for me, it's like you actually held me accountable to it when you messaged me last, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I should really be on top of this. No matter how busy I am, I should really get through it. Because I know there's a lot of people frustrated with that too.
Yeah, well the reason why I said that is because if you have a dream and you don't tell anybody about it, you also remove the opportunity for them to tell you to get back on your mission if you're straying off the path. You know, like if you have this vision for yourself and nobody knows about it and you're straying off, who is going to correct you if you're not on your game? That's a risk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess, you know, you would say the upside is you have more time to focus on getting it done as opposed to just talking about it all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I see two sides to that. It's funny because I've taken a different approach. I'm very bad at just regulating myself. So then what I've done is I made it very public what I'm doing. So there's a lot of social consequences for not living up to the expectations. So then the fear of humiliation publicly is what drives me to continue to do it daily.
Yeah.
Right, and that's like the opposite approach. I found that super interesting.
But I did that in a video that I did last summer. This was, actually no, sorry, it was last fall. I did the video after my competition. I came second place in the Toronto Naturals.
Okay.
And after that I was like, yeah, like, you know, I'm Krishna, personal trainer, and this is my goal for next year, 2018, because it was, 2017 I did this video. Okay. 2018 came around and I said I had a goal of doing May and August of 2018. I didn't do either of those shows. Now, there's reasons for that. Like, I got super busy with work and I dropped my own personal goals in the gym for clients and some other people. But I wasn't able to like reach those goals. So that's why for me, I just keep myself silent.
Yeah, I get it. That is a very complicated topic because
I put it like on a broadcast, right? Like it's in a video that you can actually still go back and watch. And like the way I was saying it was, I gave you the exact dates and I didn't do them.
I love this topic because it's about, a lot of people would say, well, if you can't call your shot and deliver on it, then why would I believe in you? You know, because a lot of people, like Conor McGregor saying, I'm going to, and then knocks him out in the first round. I'm not going to, and then knocks him out in the first round. But then there's the downside. Conor McGregor gets choked out and he said he's going to knock him out in the first round, and now people even want to hate it even more. It's a much more polarizing outcome. It's either all your fans get the, you know, everybody's confirming you are who they thought, or you are who they thought you were the other direction. You know, it's a very high stakes game to call your shot.
Yeah.
Right? But then again, like the reward has more positive effects socially if you call your shot and nail it. because everybody's watching to see if you're going to fail or succeed. So if you succeed, the effects are larger, you know? By the way, I have a lot of respect for people that just put their head down and do everything silently. You know, I think somebody like Tim Grover from Relentless is like that. So like, I commend you on being able to do that. I'm not able to do that. I have to do it loud. I have to do it in a way where if I screw up, I look like an idiot.
I mainly get that from my mom though, because she's the one who kind of like instilled that in me, and I actually see it in her, where she's gonna do something, she'll say, just watch me.
Right.
That's her favorite one, just watch. Right? And it's not in a cocky way, it's not condescending, and it's not actually rude. It's more of like, you know, I had a goal and I focused on it, watch me attain it.
True. Okay. All right. And then we'll kind of wrap up with this. So if somebody is, you know, listening to you and like, okay, I want to start working out with Krishna, right?
Yeah.
What is the actual process of connecting to you to get that going? You know.
What do you mean?
Should they reach out through Instagram? Should they come right to the gym? Like, how do they get going with you?
Any which way.
Then you don't care, right?
No, you just message me, you can call me, I have like signed up clients in Shoppers Drug Mart. I'm line up every time. Yo, bro, I gotta come see you. And
that also too. Everywhere I go, I'm always just doing business.
I mean, that's how it even started with Yasser and Mohammed too. They're like, you know, I go in for my haircut and they're like, when can I start with you? And I was like, don't make a joke out of it. Come in. And they came in. And
they started it, so now you can finish it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I appreciate you coming out. Okay,
thank you.
Awesome, man. Be in touch, alright?